Hi everybody, thought I'd give you a bit of an update. So I'm 6.5 months in now. It's now the middle of August, had them on the 1st of Feb, and all's going really well. So to give you an update from where I was last time, they were closing the gap, I think at the bottom. And that gap's caused because naturally they have to move the teeth apart in order to twist them into place and pull them together. So that was closed, that closed up fine. I had they weren't elastic bands on each bracket, but it was like a string of elastic bands that just weaves through the bottom of the brace, and that pulls it together much quicker. So it moved really quickly, and I went back last week. And the same had happened to my top, so a gap had appeared. She'd spread the teeth out in order to move the wonky tooth into place, so that had happened, and so the next step is obviously to close that gap. So as you can see, they're really straight, and there was a gap here, there, completely gone. So, and the reason that's moved so quickly is because, again, I had the elastic bands removed from the bottom, and I'd had new ones put in the top because that just moves them together much quicker. The only issue with bands is they discolour so quickly. So I'm really happy that I went for the Damon Clear Braces, because they use ceramic brackets instead of the brackets with the bands. I literally just went out one night, I drank Jaeger bomb, and that's got quite a lot of colourant in it, and straight away it just turned it an awful colour, which is quite embarrassing. You know, like, having braces in itself is a big thing, but when they're discoloured it's not cool. So I'm really, again, that's another plus about the Damon Clear, because they're ceramic, they don't stain. So now I've got them on the top with the elastic, the gap's closed. What's happening now is I've had a really thick wire put on the bottom, a really strong wire, because what's happened is where my teeth have come together, they've come together like this. So they're together, but they're not completely straight. So they need to be brought apart again, like pulled straight, and then closed like this. And so to do that, the thick wire apparently pulls the teeth in an upright movement. So there will be more gaps, which they're starting to come. Here, you can see a gap. That was closed and that's now pulled apart. So I'm not going for another 6 weeks now. I've got a 6-week gap. And in that time, the idea is that the gaps closes here, which it has done, and that these straighten upwards, and then I assume I'll get the elastic again on the bottom to bring them together. And I have a feeling she's going to do the same on the top, because this tooth here is wonky still. If you can see, it's straight, but it's not straight down, it's kind of at an angle closed, so that needs to be straightened up and pulled in. The only other thing I will comment on is where my tooth moves so quick at the top, the wire obviously moves, and so I've got a hell of a bit stuck in my gum. The pain is really intense, and the only reason I can talk to you now is because I've put wax over it, but I nearly had to, well, I did call for an emergency appointment, but I managed to put the wax on and it's kind of been okay for now. So I'm going actually tomorrow to have that clipped. But other than that, all is still going perfectly to plan, I'm hoping. All depends really on when these straighten up and are pulled together. So, and then for the whitening, which I can't wait for, because naturally over time your teeth do discolour, especially with braces. I went to see the hygienist as well. She gave them a good old scrub. Apparently I'm looking after them well, which is good. And I found a new technique with the whole flossing thing as well. What I was doing before, which was really long-winded, I was feeding it through. So going down, feeding it through, flossing, and then pulling it out. But all you really need to do is go at an angle like this. So say you've got it in your hand, like that, and it just cuts straight up. So cleaning them is a lot easier too. And that is it for now. Nothing else to report. I will speak to you again in about 6 weeks and see what she says then. Take care. Any questions, just ask me below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Bye.